Right, buddy, welcome back to your latest Manchester United news. We'll be talking the latest on Carlos Baleba and a huge boost about him. We've got loads of updates to go through. We've got midfield, we've got Adam Wharton, we've got Marcus Rashford, we've got Morgan Gibbs-White, we've got Ndiaye left wing talks, more midfield talks, left back, and we'll get in all the latest Manchester United news that's come out today. It's been a stacked day in terms of news. We'll talk about also the defence. We'll talk about Manchester United going on some sort of tour in April. But the first thing we'll start off by talking about is Carlos Baleba. So Manchester United remain very interested in Carlos Baleba and are trying to sign him before the World Cup if they can. Baleba is seen by United as the ideal number 6 midfielder who can fill the void yet to be left by the departing Casemiro and provide a strong foundation to build on for the rest of the summer transfer window, potentially partnering him with a second new addition to the midfield later. Right now, we talked about yesterday how Baleba is kind of a second target to sort of an Anderson, a Wharton, Alessandro Tonali. He is a second choice. Now, I think he is someone who I think United can definitely get rid of easily. He's someone who wants to join Manchester United. There's no other interest really in other clubs that he wants to go to. He's agreed personal terms with Manchester United last summer. United did a lot of the groundwork last summer. So I think that deal is kind of just fixing up a few things before ultimately they can get that deal done. Now, I like Carlos Baleba. Is he my ideal choice for the midfield? No. But he's someone who's got a lot of talent. He's still young. Yes, he's going to make mistakes. He is inexperienced. But I think as someone as the ideal number 6, I think that would be the concern for me. I think for a number 6, it has to be one of the two, Tonali or Anderson, in my opinion. I think Wharton is a good option, but he's not a number 6 to me. And I think he is quite similar to Mainu. But on sort of Baleba, I think he's someone who wants to join United. We can get that deal done very, very soon. And I would be happy by him joining the club. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of development is still needed in his game. He is a top talent. Again, United would invest a lot of money into him. And the concern would be, is he worth spending £70 million to potentially need 1 or 2 years development? But if you go get someone like an Anderson or a Tonali, they're already very, very established and could just get in straight away. I think if you bring in Baleba, there's going to be games where he doesn't play well and he has mistakes. So too with Anderson and Wharton, but I'm just saying more the fact is he's just more inexperienced. Now, midfield is a clear priority for United. We know that defence is not the top priority. It's ranked 3rd with attacker or winger potentially coming in. Now, in terms of other midfielders, this is what's been said on Anderson. Elliot Anderson is no rush to decide his future before the World Cup. That's what we know, with no discussions yet held with intermediaries. Arsenal, City and United are all monitoring his situation closely. So, listen, Anderson, on João Gomez, quickly I'll talk about that. So, João Gomez has impressed for Wolves despite the team's struggles and likely relegation. With a contract till 2030 and an option till 2031, he's almost certain to leave in the summer and is viewed as a more affordable midfield option. United have had him on their shortlist for new central midfielders and his ranking could rise if they miss on preferred targets. He's also likely to attract interest from abroad. Gomez is seen as a solid, hard-working option who has performed well in difficult circumstances. In terms of Wharton, Arsenal, City and United are monitoring Wharton with past interest noted from Liverpool. A move for Champions League would be the logical next step. Palace are certain to get sell some of their top assets, making him realistically available. So that's kind of up there on other midfielders there. João Gomez has been linked. I really do like him. I think someone at 24 years of age, he's done very, very well with Wolves in a very, very poor team, if we're being honest. I think he's someone who is out kind of shown expectations, and I think he's someone who does have a lot of quality. For me, he would be someone who I'd bring in to compete with Kobbie Mainoo. I think, I'm not saying he's going to play with Kobbie Mainoo, but as a kind of rotational option. I don't think he's more of a number 6. I think, again, he's more box to box, but he can definitely operate in that role. I think he's someone who's very good at breaking up the play. He's someone who's got a lot of good quality about him. He is 24. Again, you'll be able to pick him up for cheap, as he's more of an affordable option, with Wolves obviously expected to get relegated. So that's something that I do certainly think can happen, and I think it's a deal where there is a lot of potential in it, and I think he's someone who, for me, would fit this United team like a glove, really. He's got all the profiles, he's energetic. Again, he sometimes is a bit sloppy on the ball, but again, that's something that can be improved on. So yeah, that's it on kind of the midfield stuff. Anderson, he's not going to decide his future yet. Obviously, no talks have taken place. All the Premier League clubs are interested. Guimaraes, there's nothing ongoing there. We talked about that yesterday. And Baleba, there's a huge boost. The fact that Manchester United can hope to get that deal done before the World Cup, which is absolutely massive. He'd be someone who's key for Manchester United. I don't believe Cameroon are going to the World Cup, if I'm right. So again, that's something that is massively positive for Manchester United. Now, on the attack, let's talk. So Manchester United are monitoring Ndiaye Diomande, who is high on United's list. United could move early in the summer for Diomande, as he's believed to be attracting interest from across Europe. Now, we've seen that obviously Mo Salah is leaving Liverpool. I think it's a crazy decision, the fact that he's leaving on a free. But again, besides that, the reason why I mention that is because Yan Diomande could be someone high on Liverpool's list to replace Mo Salah at the club, and that's why if United do want to get him, they have to act quick. Obviously, Ravel, someone who has good relationships with kind of the Red Bull. Did he play for Salzburg or Leipzig? I think it's Leipzig, the Red Bull group anyway. And I think he's someone who has been pushing that deal to get done, as he was with Benjamin Sesko. Now, what I would say about Diomande, he's relatively inexperienced. He is only 19, but he does seem like someone who's got a lot of talent. And I'm sure if he goes to Liverpool, I mean, you look at Liverpool's kind of track history with wingers, Mane, Salah, even like other players that they've signed that I can't think of, like Luis Diaz, one being example. Obviously Chiesa didn't work out, but they do have very, very good scouting, and I think Diomande is a player that has been linked with a move to United for a while. I think his quality, his talent is definitely there. He would join Manchester United, but some of the fees that I'm seeing is ridiculous. Now, as I said, attacking option is second for Manchester United behind the midfielder. I mean, I don't know where left back is in it, but which I'll talk about in a minute, but I think definitely Diomande is an option. Now, Ndiaye is someone that I like. I've watched him many a times this season. I watched him just the other week against Chelsea, where he was fantastic. He's someone who gets you off the edge of the seat. He can play left wing, right wing, left foot, right foot. I mean, the goals that he scores are fantastic. He's someone who, again, you'll probably be able to get out of Everton, and he does improve the squad. I mean, you look at sort of, you're getting rid of Rashford, you're getting rid of Højlund. You need to bring someone in terms of replacement. Now, another player, this is not linked to kind of the left winger as such, but it's more linked to the attack. United see Gibbs White as the potential replacement for Bruno. The Nottingham Forest star has an 80 million release clause for Champions League clubs. Now, Morgan Gibbs White, he was obviously linked heavily to Spurs last season. He's still relatively young, you know. He's someone who is, he's not young, he's 27, but he's someone who's got very good experience. He's someone who's played in the Premier League for many, many years. He's a very good player. I don't think the way in which Forest play get the best out of his sort of attributes. He's been playing like in a false nine, sort of not really in this favoured position, which is central. I think he's got a very good profile. He is a very, very good player. Is he the number one choice to replace Bruno? No, because he's someone who's got a lot of quality and would definitely, I think, take that step to United. I think he would. In terms of my ideal choice, is Morgan Rogers. Not so Cole Palmer. I think the injuries are a concern, but Morgan Rogers would be my ideal replacement. But yeah, that's that. In terms of Rashford, if Barcelona don't trigger the 30 million buy option for Rashford, then it's likely he returns to United. Sources say he would be allowed to rejoin the first team squad now that Ruben Amorim is not at the club. So that's certainly interesting. I mean, I like Rashford. I think he's a very, very good player. He's someone who can get you off your seat. He's someone who is just a quality player. I think him leaving United is almost certain. Whether he goes to Barcelona or not, he will definitely leave. So yeah, we will have to wait and see what happens. Barca being very tight at the moment. They do not kind of want to budge on that, but I think that's only something they have to do. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. That has been your latest news. A huge Carlos Baleba boost there, which I think is interesting. He's a very, very good player, and I'm hopeful if United do get him, he does develop into a top player that we know he is. Just lastly, United are going on a intensive training camp on the 6th of April, just some probably warm weather training, just a different scenario. So yeah, that's really what's going on there. There's not much to say. Probably will generate some sponsorships and get some money, but that's really about it. So that's been your latest news.